Well, hello everybody. You are watching JC's Online English School. How are you today? Okay. Today is Wednesday and therefore we have a level B1 intermediate lesson. Okay. Today's class is a review class because it is online class number 20. And as you know, every 10 units or every 9 units, we have a review class. Okay, so once again, level B1, which is intermediate, online class number 20, review class. You're watching once again JC's Online English School. My name is JC, for those of you who don't know me yet. It's a pleasure for me to be here once again. Okay, so welcome to JC's Online English School. Today is Wednesday. I remember every Wednesday we have a level B1 class, intermediate. Okay, so remember there are 6 English levels, okay? A1 beginner, A2 elementary, B1 intermediate, B2 upper intermediate, C1 advanced, and last but not least, C2 proficiency. Okay, let me make sure we have a good connection. I believe we do. And yes, indeed we do. We have a great connection. Okay, so every Wednesday we have a level B1 intermediate class. And today there is no difference. And here I am. It's a pleasure for me to be with you, with all of you once again. Okay, so let's see what I have prepared for you. I hope you like the summary lesson for today. And since these classes are live, today is Wednesday, January 20th or 20th, 2021. Okay, according to the American version, I repeat, today is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. And British would say today is Wednesday, the 20th of January, 2021 or 2021. Okay, because once again, these classes are live. And today is 4:15 here in Madrid, the capital of the country where I am broadcasting live. So that's the date. Yes, sir, that's the date. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what else we have for you today. We start with some vocabulary. We're going to review some vocabulary from previous lessons. Okay, so let's review expressions to say that somebody's stupid. You can say not the smartest. You can also say dimwit. Okay, you can say not academically gifted. You can say thick as two short planks. Some of them are idiomatic. You can also say not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay, or you can say a few bricks short of a full load. You can also say not all there, a total airhead, a bit dense, and finally a bit thick. So once again, these are expressions to say that someone's stupid. Okay, all right, what else do we have? We continue with vocabulary, and we're going to take a look at some expressions to make small talk. Okay, you don't want to talk a lot, but you want to talk a little bit. So you could say, oh, fancy meeting you here. Fancy meeting you here. What a coincidence. Okay, what a coincidence. Number 2, what a coincidence. Again, these are expressions to make small talk a little bit. Have you heard from John recently? Have you heard from John recently? Number 4, we have, are you still working for the same firm? Okay, you can also say, what have you been up to? You can also say, I haven't seen you for ages. Another expression that you can use is, what's new? What's new? Or, nice weather, isn't it? Nice weather, isn't it? Or, how's your wife? Or, how's your friend? Or, how's your husband? How's your brother? Whatever. And last but not least, you can also say, you must be Sophia's husband. Okay, all right. So these were expressions to make small talk. Let's move on with more vocabulary. And now we're going to review expressions for reminding people to do something. Okay. For example, you could say, may I remind you, or may I remind all passengers that whatever. Another expression is, sorry to be a bore, but do remember to. Okay. Another one is, I hope you haven't forgotten to. Another one is, you haven't forgotten about, have you? I'd like to remind you about is another one. Can or could I remind you to whatever? You won't forget to do it, will you? You will remember to do it. Remember to do it. And last one, don't forget to do it. Okay, so these are expressions for reminding people to do something. Okay, all right. Another one, another vocabulary screen, other ways to say different things. For example, we will start learning how to say other ways to say, I like it. For example, you can say, I'm really into it. I'm keen on it. I'm fond of it. It appeals to me. I'm crazy about it. I'm partial to it. Okay. In terms of other ways to say I don't like it, we have the following options. That's not for me. No, 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 sir. That's not for me. That's not for me. I'm not into it. I pass. I'm not fond of it. I dislike it. I don't appreciate that. I've had enough. And I'm not a big fan of it. Okay. Now, how about other ways to say hurry up? Okay, here are the options. Get a move on. Get cracking. Chop chop. Shake a leg. Come on, move it. Let's pick up the pace. And last but not least, other ways to say I'm tired are the following ones. I'm whacked. I'm dog tired. I'm spent. I'm bushed. I'm exhausted. I'm worn out. I'm dead tired. And I'm beat. Okay, so again, these are different ways to say I like it, I don't like it, hurry up, or I'm tired. Let's move on to another screen, more vocabulary. Now here we're going to review different ways to give a reason for calling. Okay, you're on the phone, you need to give different reasons for calling. For example, you could say, can I speak to someone about, can you put me through to, the reason I'm calling is, I'm phoning or calling to, it's with regard to, it's in relation to, and last but not least, it's about. So once again, these are different ways to give a reason for calling. All right, let's see what else we have. Let's take a look at a little bit of grammar, okay? The uses of shall, okay, S-H-A-L-L, the uses of shall. Okay, let's take a look, like I said, a little bit of grammar. Okay, what are the uses of shall? Number one, we use it for suggestions. For example, shall I get a pizza for dinner tonight? Okay, shall I get a pizza for dinner tonight? It's a suggestion. You can also use it for offers, for volunteering. Okay, for example, that bag looks heavy. Shall I carry it for you? Okay, that bag looks heavy. Shall I carry it for you? So once again, we have suggestions and offers of volunteering. Number three, for instructions, asking for or giving instructions. Okay, for example, what shall I do with your mail when it arrives? I don't know what to do. So, what shall I do with your mail when it arrives? Okay, number four, promises. Okay, it is also used for promises. For example, you shall be the first person to know. I promise, yes. You shall be the first person to know. And finally, you can also use shall for confirmation, statement of fact. For example, I shall meet you there at 7. Yes, sir. I shall meet you there at 7. All right. So once again, the uses of shall are suggestions, offers of volunteering, instructions, promises, and confirmation. All right. Now, a little bit more information about shall is that this verb is not used much nowadays. It is true. You don't hear it very often. You still hear it, but not as often as in the past. It may still be found in formal speech and some legal documents. That is true. The most common use of shall in everyday English is in questions that offer or suggest. For instance, shall I or shall we? So remember, it is normally used with the first person, with the first person in the singular and the first person in the plural, I or we. Okay. Now, originally, shall was used instead of will in the first person, like I said, with I or we when talking about the future. But nowadays, not many people use it. Nowadays, most people say I will and we will instead of I shall and we shall. Okay, so, but anyway, there you have it. Different uses of shall in case you hear it, which is not very frequently used nowadays, but it's still there. Okay, it's still there. Okay, let's take a look at the difference between so and such. So and such. Okay, let's take first a look at so. So plus adjective. Okay, for example, Mark seems so unhappy. So you have so plus an adjective, but not a noun. Adjective, I repeat. You can also have so plus an adverb, okay? Plus adverbs or an adverb. For example, she speaks so quickly, okay? They are missing the K in the word quickly, by the way. That's a typo. So she speaks so quickly. So plus an adverb. You can also have so plus a judgmental adjective. It is so rainy outside. Yes, sir, it's so rainy. A judgmental adjective, in this case, the word rainy. And finally, you can have so plus much or many, few, a little, plus a noun. Okay, in this case, for example, you could say, there are so few cars in the parking lot, okay, or in the parking area. So once again, so followed by an adjective, so followed by an adverb, so followed by a judgmental adjective, or so followed by much, many, few, little, plus a noun. Okay, that is in terms of so. But now let's take a look at such. Okay, such is followed plus by a or an adjective, and a noun. In this case, you need a noun, okay? Whereas with so, you don't need a noun. In this case, with such, you do need it, okay? Hello, Pablo, how are you? All right. Good afternoon to you too. Okay, all right. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. So, for example, okay, it's okay, don't worry, better late than never, my friend. Remember that expression? Let me write it down for those viewers who don't know it. Better late than never. Okay, so yes, sir, better late than never. Thank you, Pablito. Thank you, Pablo, for joining us. So once again, such is used with a or an plus an adjective plus a noun. For instance, you could say, she is such an intelligent boy. Yes, sir. Pablo is such an intelligent student. Or Pablo is such a good student. Hey, Pablo. So number two, such plus a judgmental noun. For example, he is such a liar. Don't be such a fool. Come on. All right. And number three, you can also have such plus a or an plus a noun. Remember, with such, you need a noun always. Okay. Not at all. Yes. Paulo is very modest. He's very, very modest. Okay. So the next example would be, why do you say such a thing? Why do you say such a thing? All right. So once again, such plus a or an plus an adjective and a noun, such plus a judgmental noun, and such plus a and or noun. Okay. Less. Pablo is modest, very, very modest. Okay, all right. So let's see what else we have. Remember this quiz that most people missed, by the way. Most people didn't get it right. Okay, it goes like this. The correct answer is A, as in alpha. I'd like to draw your attention to the latest figures. Okay, so I want you to pay attention to that. I'd like to draw your attention. To draw your attention is pay attention to that, okay? Draw your attention, forget about everything else, and concentrate on those latest figures. I'd like to draw your attention, okay? That is the first quiz that we did in a previous lesson that almost nobody got right. And another one that we did was this one. And the correct answer is delta. I will have tidied up by the time you get back. Okay, it's a future perfect tense. I repeat, I will have tidied up by the time you get back. So by the time the other person returns, I will have already finished what I had to do. So I will have tidied up by the time you get back. That one was a little harder because it is a future perfect tense. Okay, now remember this one as well. Common mistakes with prepositions. Prepositions are hard sometimes. They're quite difficult most of the times because in Spanish, for instance, are not used exactly the same way as in English most of the times. So let's read the incorrect and the correct one. Okay. On the left column, we have the incorrect version, and on the right column, we have the correct sentence. Okay. So his advice was a great help for me. Hello, Chris. How are you? I'm an early bird. I'm an early bird. Chris, I'm an early bird. I usually get up earlier and so yeah, kind of both actually. But I consider myself an early bird. Yeah, I usually get up early. In fact, I wake up early in the morning, and sometimes I'm in bed reading or watching something on my mobile phone because I don't want to get up. But yes, I'm an early bird. Usually an early bird. Okay. Most people are night owls. Most people, but no, I'm an early bird. I believe the night was designed to rest. That's my opinion. Anyway, but thank you for asking, Chris, and welcome, by the way. Okay, to draw your attention once again, Pablo or Pablito means to concentrate on something. Okay, you're looking at something else. Okay, I want you to draw your attention to this one. In other words, concentrate on this now. Forget about everything else and concentrate on this. Draw your attention to this topic or to this lesson or whatever. So ignore everything else and draw your attention to this you need to do to this class, review class, number 20. Okay, lesson number 20, review. So, common mistakes with prepositions. Incorrect. His advice was a great help for me. No. The correct one is his advice was a great help to me. Okay, so the correct preposition is to instead of for. Number 2, what kind of music are you interested? Well, are you interested? That's the correct one. And the correct sentence is, what kind of music are you interested in? Are you interested in? Okay, Paul is also an early bird. All right, good, good, good. Okay, what about you, Chris? Are you a night owl or an early bird? Okay. Some people prefer to study and to stay up until very late at night. Some people prefer to get up early in the morning. I prefer to get up early, so I'm an early bird. Together with Pablo and Chris, let us know, are you an early bird or a night owl, Chris? All right, so number 3, he spoke in behalf of our class. That is incorrect. The correct preposition is he spoke on behalf of our class. On behalf, on behalf. Okay, next one. She entered into the kitchen. You don't need the preposition here. The word or the verb entered is enough. So you don't need anything here. So the correct one is she entered the kitchen. She entered the kitchen. Next one. He loves with my friend. You don't need the preposition here either. Okay, so just say he loves my friend, period. You don't need prepositions or any preposition here. And the last one is, let me help you on your work. You don't say that, you don't say on. The correct preposition is with. So the sentence would be, let me help you with your work. Okay, so there you have it, incorrect and correct version of prepositions. Okay, let's say relative clauses. Remember the relative clauses that we studied on a previous lesson? Okay, we have who or that, for example. These are used as subject or object pronoun for people. So the correct, not the correct one, an example would be, that's the woman who bought my house. Okay, you could say who or that. I prefer with people to use the who personally. You can use that, but I prefer who. So that's the woman who bought my house. Okay, remember we can also have which or that. Subject or object pronoun for animals or things. Animals or things in this case. So you don't use who, you use which or that. For example, the horse which Mary was riding is very friendly and beautiful. In this case, you don't say who, you can say which or that because it's an animal. Okay, it is an animal. Okay, we can also have when. This one is easier. Refers to a time expression. Refers to a time expression. Remember, and you can also say, for instance, I will never forget the day when I graduated. And in fact, I will never forget it. No, I will never forget it. December 12th, 1992, when I graduated from computer science at the University of Central Florida in America. Yes, sir. I'll never forget it. December 12th, 1992, Saturday. I'll never forget it for as long as I shall live. Okay. Where, also easy. It's an easy one too. Refers to a place. For example, we found the wood where I used to go. Okay, we found the wood where I used to go. And the last one that we have for today is whose. Okay, it is used for possession for people, animals, and things. For instance, the mother whose child is missing is very sad. No wonder. So the mother whose child is missing is very sad. So there you have it. Who, that, which, that, when, where, and whose. Okay, so let's see what else. Remember the grammar test that we did probably last week, if I remember correctly. So the correct answers are Charlie is always asking me to lend him money. It's so annoying. It is. It is. Number 2, it was raining when I got up this morning, and it was. This is why it's still raining, by the way. So I stayed home, but no, I didn't stay home. I had to teach a class this morning. So yes, it was raining when I got up this morning, but I didn't stay at home. That is the correct answer. And number 3, I apologize for the mess. I haven't had time to clear up after lunch yet. Okay, that's not my case either. I always clean up. Number 4, where do you think you will be in 20 years' time? I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? With all this pandemic, who knows? And number 5, he stopped smoking 10 years ago or years ago. That's good. Good decision. Smoking is not good for your health. Okay, smoking is not good. So let's take a look at 5 more. Number 1, section 2. Okay, Chris says, I'm an idol because I get a kick out of studying English and math until 3 a.m. Wow. 3 a.m. My God. Yeah, you're definitely an owl. A night owl, yes. So no, I cannot be up until 3, man. Hey, but some people prefer to study at night. Some people prefer to study in the morning. Okay, all right. Chris, the night owl. Pablo and JC, the early birds. The early birds. So number one, she knew a little Spanish, so she was able to explain her problem to the police in Madrid. Number two, Sam, whose wife works with me, that's a relative close, by the way, remember? So Sam, whose wife works with me, is going to the US on business. Number three, Mr. Thompson's wallet was stolen while he was traveling on the underground yesterday. Number four, I want to buy a new car this year if I were you. Yeah, it's not the best year to buy a new car, honestly. Okay. And number five, he got used to drinking tea with milk during his stay in the UK 3 years ago. Okay. Math, congratulations. Yes. Pablo is making comments to Chris's sentences. Okay, today's joke goes like this. I hope you can get it. It's not hard to understand. It goes like this. Why can't 101 Dalmatians play hide and seek? Because they get spotted. Hmm. So let me read it again. Why can't 101 Dalmatians play hide and seek? Because they get spotted. In other words, they will be very, very easy to find because of all the white spots they have on their bodies. Okay, you know the Dalmatians are the way they look. They're pretty. They're pretty, especially when they're puppies. They're so cute. So once again, why can 101 Dalmatians play hide and seek? Because they get spotted. Okay, immediately. Anyway, I hope you like the joke. Something more serious now before I go. Today's thought. Oh, today's thought goes like this. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you will see obstacles. Interesting. Let me read it again. Today's thought goes like this. If you believe it will work out, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it won't, you'll see obstacles. So, okay, try to be positive all the time. So you like that cartoon movie? Yes, it's a nice one. Yeah, there are, I don't know, one or two, or I don't know if there are two versions or different movies, but yeah, those are nice. I love Dalmatians, but they are a little bit big for a flat. They are a little bit big. I mean, when they are puppies, they're beautiful, but when they're big, they grow a little bit too, and it's hard to have them in a flat. Here in Madrid, we have flats, most of us. So unless you have a cottage or a country house, then you can have them. But in a flat, they're kind of uncomfortable. Okay, to work out is everything is going to be fine. If you believe it will work out, in other words, if you believe it will happen, it will be all right. You will see opportunities. If you believe it can happen, Pablo, that is the best way. If you believe it can happen, you'll see opportunities. If you believe it will not happen, you will see obstacles. So you need to believe. You need to have faith and believe. Yes. And to work out also means to lift weights. To work out also. To work out also means to lift weights in another context, in a sports context. That's another thing to work out. But in this case, if you believe it will work out, if you believe it can happen, if you believe there is a chance, okay, you will see opportunities. But if you won't, forget it. All you see are obstacles. Okay, now, did you know this one? I don't know. So, the last topic for today is Did you know? And it goes like this. Singapore is the only country in the world with one train station. I don't know. So, once again, Singapore is the only country with one train station. Interesting. Never know. You never know. You always learn something new every day. Okay. Yes, Pablo, it also means to exercise, to do exercises. Yes, not to make, to do exercises. It depends on the context, Pablo. To work out, it depends on the context. Yes. For example, this relationship is not working out, so I'm gonna break up. Okay. So yes. Well, okay. Normally is to lift weights. Normally is to lift weights because to exercise, you say to exercise. When you say to work out, means that you are using weights to increase the volume of your muscles, Pablo. So if somebody tells you, "Oh, do you work out?" It's because you look strong. You look strong. If you don't look strong, probably they will not tell you, "Oh, you work out, don't you?" No, no. You need to look strong. Otherwise, they won't tell you work out. Okay, very good. So that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. To learn more, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Yes, sir. We already have 1,025, I believe. 1,025, I checked this morning. So 1,025 subscribers, thanks to you all. So I really appreciate your subscriptions. Please keep at it. If you haven't subscribed yet, do not forget to do it. Okay, so subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Okay, so that's all, folks. Have a wonderful day wherever you are, and thank you so much for your attention. I will be back tomorrow with level B2, which is upper intermediate, another review lesson, by the way, and then on Friday with another review class or review lesson for level C1, which is proficiency. No, advanced. Advanced. I'm not doing any proficiency lessons yet. So yes, once again, tomorrow upper intermediate review class, on Friday advanced review class. But for now, that's all for today, folks. Thank you so much for being there. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye. Bye bye.